coal's inert tolerance capacity and component balance in blending process. The core of using coal petrography for coking is to determine the maximum strength that can be achieved by each coal rank and the optimal active-to-inert ratio required to achieve that maximum strength. We also call this the capacity to tolerate inert materials. This requires a huge amount of experimental work. It requires us to separate the vitrinite component of each coal rank, whether it's 22 or 24 ranks, and perform various experiments to determine the maximum strength that coal of that rank can achieve. This is an enormous undertaking. We do not believe that any single Chinese enterprise or institution has ever performed this work. The ones who did this work most meticulously and applied it best were actually Japanese companies. Every Japanese company has done this work. They have all separated the vitrinite component of each coal rank to determine the maximum strength it could achieve and the active-to-inert ratio needed to reach that strength. They compiled the maximum strength each coal rank could achieve into a reference table they called the strength index. Each coal rank in the strength index corresponds to an optimal active-to-inert ratio, or what we call the inert tolerance capacity. The so-called inert tolerance capacity means that for this strength index, we can match the optimal components for different coal ranks. The use of coal petrography and coal blending analysis through this kind of technology becomes a key foundational data point that allows them to provide better coking blending solutions. The completeness and accuracy of this data determine the completeness and accuracy of the subsequent blending process. The competitiveness of this data is the core competitiveness of this competence. In short, we have researched a large amount of petrographic data with the goal of accurately predicting coke strength. However, the maximum strength value that can be achieved varies greatly among different coal ranks. For example, with gas coal, even if its vitrinite content is very high and its active-to-inert ratio is perfectly matched, the strength it can achieve is still limited. So, how do we scientifically blend the strongest and the weakest coals to achieve our desired prediction for a specific strength, especially the cold strength? This requires a new concept that we call the composition balance index. The so-called CBI is a process of reasonably matching the strength of each coal rank to achieve the final target coke strength. It is a process that achieves our designed coke strength through the balance of several components. It uses a very complex formula for matching and calculation. The formula here is for your reference. Of course, we don't expect all of our partners to understand or be able to use it. However, it is necessary for our customers to understand the various opportunities we face and the competitors we face, and that if we can continue to explore and delve deeper, there is still great value to be found.